learning about scatter plots. Scatter plots is another way to show data. A scatter plot is just a graph that shows a relationship between two sets of data. Okay? With scatter plots, a relationship between the two sets of data is called a correlation. Okay? So correlation is the relationship, if there is one, between those two sets of data. With scatter plots, we have something called a trend line. That is a line that best fits the data. It can also be called a line of best fit. Okay, and we'll see that more in a minute. So right now, we're going to make a scatter plot using this data. All right, for your X, we have words. For our Y, we have minutes. So all we're going to do is just plot this data to see what it looks like in the graph. So we have 14, 5. So 14 would be like about there. 5 is going to be there. And just do your best with plotting these. 10, 3 would be about there. 25, 8 would be about there. 30, 10. You're just plotting these the best that you can do. 12, 5. So 12 be about there. And then up 5. So that's 5. So it needs to be next to that guy. 2, 2. And 25, 6. Would be right there. All right? And that's what the data looks like, looking at how many words are typed per minute. All right, let's do this next one. So this is showing the relationship, if there's a relationship between stories and height of buildings. So as you notice, this little thing right there, that just shows you that we skipped from 0 to get to the next thing. You're skipping numbers. So if you look for stories, our lowest one is 55. Our highest one is 110. So we should probably start around 50 or something, because otherwise we're going to run out of space. So we could go by 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110. We fit all of it. And again, that shows that we're not starting at like 0, 1, 2. We're skipping. All right? That shows that we skip. So now let's plot these. 110, 442. That would be like about there. 102, 381, 102, 381, something like that. 55, 312, something like that. 75, 310, so 75 is halfway. 310 needs to be below 312. So now 76 needs to be right next to 75, and then 287. So like right there, 72, 281, so that needs to be below the 287, and then 57, 290. So 57, and then 290 should be above the 281s. So now, we have our data, okay, and as you can see, as the number of stories gets bigger, for the most part, the height is taller. If you look up here at this scatter plot, as the words increase, the minutes are too. In the general direction, we're going upwards. All right, let's go ahead and flip. So now, to determine if a scatter plot, if two things have a correlation, we can look at the data. the data will have a positive correlation if as X increases, the other increases too. So it's not necessarily X and Y, it's the two sets of data. So as one increases, if the other increases at the same time, it'll be a positive correlation, meaning they're going in a positive direction. It's a negative correlation if while one increases, the other decreases, giving us a negative line or going down in a negative direction like negative slope. A constant correlation would be as one increases, the other one stays the same. It stays constant. All right? This would have a slope of 0. All right? It is a constant. It's staying constant. And then if the values show no relationship, you can't draw a line at all, that means it's no correlation. Okay? If there is a correlation, we need to draw a line that best fits the data points. In order to do that, we want to get the line as close to each point as possible, have the same number of points on each side, and to go directly through at least 2 points if possible. So looking at this example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 on opposite sides, and as you can see, we're going through a few of the points. So now let's look at this example. All right, first off, what kind of correlation do you see? Are we increasing, decreasing, constant, or is there no correlation? If you look, as this increases, so are the points, okay? So this is a negative correlation. Then they ask, what is the daily calorie intake for a person who lost 5 pounds? So what is the calories if they lost 5? So we have to find 5. There's a person, so their daily calorie would be 1,500. Okay? This next question says, it doesn't ask exactly how many pounds they would lose. It doesn't ask exactly, it asks you what would you expect. That's a key word. If they ask what would you expect, we have to use the line. Okay? So we go to 2,000 calories on the line, and that would be about, we could say either like 2.5 or 3. Oops. 2.5 or 3 pounds. Another way that they could ask you to use the line is if they ask you to predict. Your best prediction is using the line of best fit. Use that. So use line. So, what's the calorie if they lost 8 pounds? So we go to 8 pounds on the line. The calories would be about, so you could say anywhere from 1,200 to 1,250. Okay? So again, if they say expect or predict, use the line. If they're just asking, use one of the points. Let's look at this next one. All right, what type of correlation? Are we going upward? Are we going downward? Are we staying constant, or is it nada? So if you look, it's kind of an upward trend, so it would be a positive correlation. The next question asks, how much money does a coach make with 14 years of experience? So they're asking, how much money does he make? They're not asking you to predict. They're not asking, what would you expect? They just want to know the exact amount, so we use the points. So 14 years. So we go to 14 years, and there's our point. We would expect them to make 2,000. This next one. How much would you expect a coach to make with 14 years? Now guys, be careful because right now I'm underlining. These are underlined and bolded. But on the SOL or on homework or on the test, it's not going to be like that. So you need to make sure you look out for these words. All right, so expect 14 years. We need to make a line of best fit to answer this question. So again, I need to have half of the points above it, half of the points below my line. So half points above, half points below, and try to go through some of them. So let's see. If I go like that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 above it, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 below it, about. Let's see if I can do better. Let's see. Nope, that's not good. All right, that might be better. The best thing to do is use a ruler. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 about above it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 below it. All right, so that's pretty good. All right, now we can answer the question. 14 years of experience, how much money? So 14 years of experience would be up here. How much money? We would expect about, that's almost like 2,400. Okay? Now, keyword again, predict. For predict, we need to use the line. Predict how much money a coach with 10 years of experience would make. So we go to 10 years of experience. We use the line. So use line. And we check that out. Go across, I would say about 2,100. Okay? So again, if they want you to predict or they ask expect, you need to use a line of best fit. All right? If your line of best fit isn't good the first time, erase it, try doing it again. Same amount of points on both sides, try to go through some points. All right? It won't be perfect, but just, try to make it somewhat accurate. Okay? Next year, you will learn how to find the exact line of best fit, but for now, we need to draw our own. All right, go ahead and start the practice. There's a video when you're done with the practice that you can check your answers once you're done.